he wears these cheap suits, but they look good on him.
So she says, why lobster?
Polyp sighting at 16L.
You never know when a colon polyp is going to show up.
Aunt Ethel, you've been ducking me since '99 at St. Mary's. You
Get
owe
the
me a
polyp
pie.
early and stop colon cancer before it starts.
Do I look fat in this?
Don't wait for symptoms. Get the test. Get the polyp.
They love me. They want me here, don't you? Come on.
Get the cure.
These are my peeps.
You can find the chemical BPA in dental fillings and can linings. It's what made Nalgene bottles so durable. But possible health risks have members of Congress trying to ban BPA. Alexander Trowbridge has more.
Heather Pattisall studies the effects of BPA in her lab at NC State. When she gave the chemical to infant rats, she found they went through puberty earlier.
And then when we removed the ovaries and looked at them, they had a number of structural problems, including large cysts, and it looked like they had lost the capacity to ovulate.
Other studies have linked breast and prostate cancers in lab animals to BPA found in bottles like this. Last year, Canada banned the chemical from use in baby bottles, and many in the U.S. are pushing to do the same. But the FDA says that the low doses found in bottles like this don't threaten health. Toxicologist Rochelle Tile agrees with the FDA and says the issue has been overblown.
It's sexy, it's provocative, people get interested. And so then the society, the general society that doesn't have a science background, sees this stuff and gets scared.
Tile's industry-funded experiments on BPA have influenced the debate worldwide.
So based on what I'm seeing, there is no risk in environmentally relevant doses. Not to adults, not to children, not to embryos in utero.
The public hasn't bought it, forcing the industry to respond. The leading makers of baby bottles have pulled BPA from their products. Nalgene no longer sells its hard plastic bottles, and even UNC has followed suit.
If there's concerns from the community and there's concerns from our consumers, I think you need to notify your licensees that you're no longer interested in producing those products.
It's also a damn good chemical, and they're having a hard time finding a replacement chemical that has the same physical chemical properties.
And while the long-term effects of BPA have yet to be determined, the CDC has detected the chemical in more than 90% of Americans. In Chapel Hill, Alexander Trowbridge, Carolina Week.
A good way to know if your bottle has BPA is to check the recycling number. If it's 7 and you're worried about BPA, it might be time for a new bottle.
Town leaders are considering charging big bucks to check out books from the Chapel Hill Public Library. Visitors from out of town might have to pay $100 or more to use the library's resources. The idea comes in response to a lack of increased funding from the Orange County government and a proposed $16 million expansion to the library. Last fiscal year, out-of-towners were responsible for almost 40% of the borrowed items, putting strain on the library's resources. Local schools are having to take new cost-cutting measures in light of the current economy. Chapel Hill Carborough schools are considering a new plan that would cut back on elective classes for students. The idea came about because the school system is having to cut its budget by about $4.5 million. If approved, the plan would cut classes that have typically low enrollment, namely foreign language classes. Other ideas include cutting salaries or laying off teachers. And we're now joined by weathercaster John Boyer.
And John, you know, we were getting so excited about some of this spring weather, and then all of a sudden we had to bring the umbrellas back out. What happened?
Well, tomorrow may be a little chilly, but the good news is that temperatures will remain warm after that, so we'll have some storms to talk about, some pollen to talk about. Today wasn't a bad day to spend outside on campus, but tomorrow I'll have the answer after the break.
North Carolina spends $8,000 a year on each child in school.
Did you also know that North Carolina's graduation rate is below the national average?
Wait, that means if a kid drops out in 11th grade, that's what, $88,000 down the drain?
Yeah, and ironically enough, federal investment in second chance programs
has dropped $12 billion in the last 35 years.
$12 billion. Not to mention how hard it is to find a job without a college degree.
It's no wonder 82% of all adults in prison are high school dropouts.
But what does any of this have to do with me?
Well, if you care about how much of your tax money goes to prisons,
you can prevent people from ending up there.
And if you don't want state funding to go to waste, give a kid a second chance.
It only costs $1,500 for a kid to receive a GED from the Achievement Academy.
$1,500.
For a degree.
For a job.
For a way off of government assistance and out of poverty.
For a second chance.
Why not spend another $1,500 to help make a difference?
If you care, donate.
Isn't it nice to know where your money's going?
Hey, welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm John Boyer. I was here a week ago telling you about a forecast that involves some rain clearing out by the weekend and some storms. Well, we've got it again, and it's no April Fool's joke. We will be remaining cloudy and showery over the next 48 hours. The good news is that temperatures will remain steady throughout that period, but we have some strong storms possible Thursday late in the night and also Friday afternoon. We'll start by taking a look at the radar for the Carolinas. Just a few light scattered showers throughout the Piedmont. Most of the heavy rain is well off the coast, and it's going to stay there, everything moving to the northeast. So we'll experience a lull here with these clear skies over the next 12 hours. The national map shows us what's coming next. There's a system getting its act together here in the midsection of the country. By tomorrow, you see, once this has moved offshore, we'll be poised to bring us some showers increasing throughout the afternoon, as well as some storms overnight with the passage of the warm front. So you hear or you see a flash in the middle of the night, you hear a bang, that means there's a thunderstorm. You're a little too groggy to understand what's going on maybe. Well, we'll talk about it right now. If you hear a watch has been issued for yourself, severe thunderstorm or tornado, that just means that in the general area over the next several hours, there's a chance that those conditions could develop at any time. So you want to stay updated. You want to stay tuned to local media, things like that. If you find out you're under a warning, that means that there's an immediate threat. You'll want to take precautions for yourself. There's now an excellent way to stay informed about watches and warnings for your specific area. Search INWS on the internet. You'll find a page from the National Weather Service. They're the folks that issue the official warnings, and you can get free text messages sent to your phone about the weather hazards affecting you. So we are in the month of April. It is the time for severe weather, but it's also the time that our temperatures increase. Here at the first part of the month, our average daytime high temperatures are in the upper 60s, so we're right about there today. That's good news. Temperatures in the afternoon for averages, gradually increasing to the mid-70s by the time we reach the end of the month. We experience normally about 3.7 inches of rain in Chapel Hill in the month of April. Currently, we're up to 11 inches for the year, which is right about where we should be, so we're not experiencing a huge rain deficit. So hopefully we'll stay that way by getting this rain over the next few days. We don't like it, but it's going to be there. I know we're interested in the outcome of the game, UNC-Villanova, Saturday night at the Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. The good news, it'll be mostly clear but chilly outside, maybe some raining 3 points inside. Tailgate 50 degrees, victory party 40 degrees, so a little chilly. If you want to stay a little closer to home, you're going to the beaches maybe to watch the game. Temperatures in the lower 70s, beautiful. Friday, that's when you have that chance for storms. So the waves could be a little high, the wind's a little high. Now, our overnight planner shows us we have just cloudy conditions, chances for rain picking up through the afternoon, then late in the evening past midnight, strong storms. 4-day planner shows us tomorrow's temperature 60 degrees, 74 on Friday, so that's about where we want to be this time of year, but some strong storms again possible Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, beautiful and sunny, temperatures in the lower 70s. So it looks like a great forecast once we get through the showers and thunderstorms.
And you're absolutely right. We are going to be raining threes in Detroit
Absolutely.
Saturday night.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you, John. Well, now it's time to introduce you to April's pet of the month. Piewalk has bright blue eyes that are searching for a new owner. She's a little shy at first, but after some loving, Piewalk will be in your lap all day. She enjoys tasty treats, but toys are a bit boring. Piewalk would rather find a nice cubby hole to curl up in. Stop by the Orange County Animal Shelter to meet her. This little kitty has already been to the doctor, and she's ready to go home today. And we know that the Tar Heels are definitely getting ready to take on a different brand of cat.
That's right. We have Kate Howard with us to give us a preview of all the awesome basketball news in Detroit. What's up, Kate?
That's right. Coming up in sports, the time is drawing near. And after Saturday's game, will the Heels have the Wildcats feeling a little blue?